ends. I wish summer would appear. I guess tomorrow. One more chilly day. Anyway, this morning, phone's ringing at 7 a.m. And it's one of, I'll call the person one of my people who has their ear to the ground and is also in the loop and will alert me of things as they, in real time that even I might have missed. So at the same time, I get a couple of emails, and you would think that Sunday morning you'd get one peaceful day from all this, but you know something? There isn't going to be, because this is like a war, and you don't know who to trust, and I still don't know who to trust. But anyway, it was the soon-to-be released pre-release of the HRU story by Dave Briggs himself regarding the handling and the chronology of what went down with the wiretap, and finally a 10-year suspension by AGCO, and then followed by the USTA suspension, USTA of Jeff Gillis. Wonderful. But what they leave out is how it went down. Instead, it turns into another fucking diatribe of everything Mr. Gural did, which he did. And that's fine. But again, they leave out the fact of Gural goes on to say about how, this went on too long. They tried to present this to the commissions and blah, 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 and whatever. And 18 months ago, they banned Jeff Gillis or whatever. Great. Wonderful. But you leave out the part where it took a jackass like me being sent that audio, going public with it, trying to contact everyone I knew, and saying, here it is. Take it and run with it. If you're a horseman, you should be screaming. The people in PEI were screaming. And within 3 days, done. You would think that the so-called integrity leaders of fucking harness racing and the people that everybody, is supposed to look up to, the gods, would at least acknowledge that the horsemen finally stood up for themselves and demanded something be done with this and got it done. And instead of making it a look at me, pat me on the fucking back thing, say, now we know how to get this done. And that everyone else who's on those lists of invoices, buy sheets, fucking just insanity that has been ignored by all the state commissions, United States Trotting Association, AGCO, they can't ignore it anymore. And as one by one, when it comes to me, and I post it, or it shouldn't even have to do that anymore. It should go directly to them again, and they act on it. It's pretty simple what the rules are. But instead, for whatever reason, and I'm being told these bullshit stories again like I was last year by Bryce Cody in that conference room. How, when things happen, you'll be the first to know, Mike. Oh, fuck you. That's my answer. So I emailed Mr. Briggs this morning, who responded to me, and I'll post the screenshot of it, or read it, that he didn't know. He didn't know how it all went down. And the only way he found out was, and you ever see the movies where I make like Animal House, bullshit, bullshit. That's all I can think. And that he saw it originally on Pollock Report, which if I remember correctly, was days later and maybe even after AGCO actually made their ruling as a result of all of you Every one of you who finally called, messaged, emailed, screamed, went into commission offices, went into track managements, whatever, and got the attention of these people, that they realized that, you know what, there's no more hiding. But for this man to, like I told him in my response to him, and when you hear this, Mr. Gural, who also responded because I made sure those two were included in my email, he actually says that he didn't know. So I said to him, don't play me for a fool. I said, there are tribes in the Congo who have never met a human being outside of their tribes who knew how this went down, which I thought was pretty clever. But I don't care if they take this personally again. So now Mr. Gural responded, trying to blow smoke up my ass again. And I'm just going to say it like that. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm done waiting. Whatever, you know what? I said to him and Briggs in the email, I said, Nick DeVita said it best. I'm tired of the smoke and mirrors bullshit. Whatever just get it done. Every day that it goes by that these guys continue to race like Nick DeVita and the Eric Prevost horses at Yonkers Raceway, not that it's taking the money out of, the little guys' pockets, because the little guys aren't allowed to race there, as per Lord Feraldo. And if you are one of the few little guys that can race there, you don't stand a chance anyway. My point is $60 million in state allocated revenue, welfare, is being stolen by a guy who shouldn't be fucking racing and an owner who shouldn't be fucking racing. I'm done being Mr. Diplomatic or whatever. I'm just letting the F-bombs drop from now on. I just don't care anymore. So like I said to Jeff and him, enough is enough. Just launch. Let's go. Get it done. We already, Taylor, we're not allowed to say Mr. Ford's name, because even after he beat up with Ray Schnitker, a guy on the property that I knew, still know, in the paddock of the Meadowlands did nothing. They assaulted the guy again, like I said, over doing business with me, giving me money for taking care of a rescue horse. That's in the transcripts and testimony with the NJRC investigation. Did the Meadowlands do anything? No. Why? Oh, well, he's this. You banned me. Ban Ford. Then what? You have the right to refusal. Private property. Am I correct? But you won't. So he says to me, comes back and says something trying to be like I'm gonna buy the fucking bullshit. And then I responded back, and he comes back and says to me, you need to calm down. And that's where, no, I don't need to calm down. Nobody needs to calm down. And I said it again, that who is the one person who has stood up and fought for all the people that were afraid to fight? Me. I said, you go and you go look that up, and you put that into that email chain. I also said, Mr. Briggs, are you aware that last year, after I was dragged into the conference room by Mr. Cody and Mr. Settlemore, after I took my recordings and went public with them, called the New Jersey State Police, and a Detective Bonilla, who contacted me, where Mr. Settlemore accused me falsely of taking information that was obtained from the federal investigations out of there and going public with it. Now, if that were true, first of all, you wouldn't call the New Jersey State Police, you would call the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And if that were true, it would have been Mr. Settlemore who actually passed the information on to me, who has no need to know. So what they tried to do, they tried to scare me, maybe get me locked up. He wanted me to come to Trenton, remember? Talk about going outside your boundaries of authority to use others to manipulate and coerce you. I think they just underestimate me like I'm some kind of fool that only knows how to shovel horse shit. No, you're wrong. What you did was wrong there. So what'd you do? You banned me. So I said to Mr. Briggs, I said, look into that. I said, contact Detective Bonilla, New Jersey State Police, Trenton, and he'll bring you up. And I said, if you don't believe that, or you don't call him, I have all the audio with the permission of Detective Bonilla recorded of all our conversations. And how he basically laughed it all off. That it was just friends that seemed to have a little bit of a disagreement or whatever. Panties in a bunch. And now here we are. And like I said to Mr. Gural, in response to him telling me to calm down, I said, we got two problems with that, Jeff. No more, Mr. Gural. Jeff, A, I'm banned from your properties. And then I went into the other thing. B, when did you put me on your payroll that you can order me? Suggest anything to me after everything that's transpired. You are the only person who controls what happens next and earning my trust and respect again, because I don't have any for you. That's not being evil. And Mr. Settlemore, if you watch this, or Bryce, don't go trying to call your friends in Trenton to try to scare me. Your other friend, Jason, tried the same thing with me here in Goshen. When I went to get the log that day for when Bartlett tried this on me at the town of Goshen police, nothing was recorded about the contacts that came out of that police barracks and regarding Mr. Bartlett's complaint. Never happened. In this case, it did happen. So like I said to them the other day, the ball's in your court as to how we move forward. In the email chains last week, I said, are we going to choose to move forward as adults, or are we just going to hang on to the past and all the shit that has happened last year? So Jeff Gural included Jason Settlemore into the chain of the emails, and Jason responded with, I've included Bryce, and it was something to the effect of, let's see what he thinks. And I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck cares what he thinks? So it comes down to Bryce. I gave it 3 days and I said, you know what? Fuck off. Like I said, if I never step foot on the properties in East Rutherford, Nichols, New York, or Vernon, New York again, it doesn't affect my life whatsoever. They need to get off their fucking high horses. Just be humble. Say, you know something? We tripped over what works. And I said it to Mr. Gural the other day and a couple of our friends that maybe one day when this all really does collapse on the criminals and harness racing and everyone's able to say, you know, enough, that's maybe when you could have a real get-together at the Meadowlands, at the backyard thing, not upstairs in the fucking stuffy ass fucking trotters, you know, and invite all the horsemen. I mean everybody who's ever been involved, affected, anyone. To come over during the, you know, have it on a race night and then, you know, have the shuttle bus bringing them over from the paddock, sit down and eat. That's how you win the trust, which you don't have any, by of the horsemen who are afraid to come forward, because not only are they afraid of the criminals, they're also afraid of you. You may not understand that or realize that. They realized finally that I was given enough ammunition to go back with them and say, here you go. Merry Christmas. And they ran with it. And instead, like I said to Dave Briggs, and a couple of, I tried to get hold of him through Facebook and through email. I said, so what do you got to do? Do you have to sponsor HRU to get the truth published? Or to get your ink, is how I said it? Whether he knows or doesn't know, I find it hard to believe that anyone right now involved in the sport of harness racing didn't know where that wiretap came from, originally posted to the public on YouTube. Just bullshit. So that's where everything stands. Now, as for what's coming on Tuesday, remember I promised everybody there's going to be the next big drop of information. Looks like Tuesday night. I usually don't get a heads up on this, but this time they gave me a heads up. They wanted me to put something. I said, nah, no tease this time. Just in case something should happen and if, there's a delay or whatever. When it's ready, send me the files and we'll run with it. And that's it. So I'm about to get myself my lunch and I'll keep you up to date. What I'm trying to tell you all, guys, is still there's a resistance to acknowledging the people who got this done. Another thing I want to mention, last night on the group page, if you don't follow the group page, I make it clear. My group page, Harness Racing Revolution, is not Horseplop. If you decide to change your name into a nickname or post anonymously about someone else making accusations, posting pictures of bottles of injectables and whatever and accusing others, even if there's truth to it, you're not going to do it on my group anonymously. Either take that to where you're supposed to take it, but don't try to publicly harass and defame them because you're opening yourself up to what happened, which is I called you out and now I backed off of it. If you got something for real, you can either send it to me and I'll run with it if you're afraid to, or do the right thing and go to the commission or presiding whomever and bring them the evidence, what you got. And also, the one individual in particular who was accusing Huckabone and Roman, his wife actually messaged me, and when she kept insisting that I take it down, I'm like, well, you put it up. Said, oh, I forgot, you're obsessed with Brielle. And I had to remind them that I don't do the barn trash shit. I said it in the live stream last night on Facebook. That doesn't work with me. And accusing me or trying to allude that there was some kind of involvement there or other reasons why I took it down. No, if it was the other way around, I'd do it for you too. And these were the same people that last week, right, Lizzie Beth, were trashing, what's her name? Robin Schatt, and sending me all the pictures of the double entries last week and accusing them of nefarious things when I said, okay, I'll post it, but you have to go in and say something. So what I'm saying is, remember who helped you when you asked for help the right way. Don't go attacking them later. Peace.